I love this holiday around the world work path that Jody Overfield created. And so right here, students will click the different links and complete the different activities. You might want to go in and make a copy of all these different activities so that way you're the owner and you can share them with your students. If you have the students doing some type of activity, you might want to also place it in Google Classroom and let the students know to go to that Google Classroom. So this activity is the one that I'm making the video for. So this is a Winters Around the Holiday, and it's a Google Earth activity. So students are going to use Google Earth, and they are going to add different locations around the world, and they are going to share that location and what they celebrate. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up Google Earth, and once you open up Google Earth, you will then go to projects. So I go to the hamburger, and then you're going to go down to projects right here. Once you're on projects, you're going to create a brand new project, and you are going to create in Google Drive. And then you can call it Holidays Around the World. You can add your description. So you can see right here how Jody kind of added hers. And then you can share this with your students. So anytime you need to edit, you're going to click that little pencil. Then to share it with your students, all you have to do is click this little plus sign. You can share it with them, or you can change this and you can just have it be shared with anybody in your school district. Okay, so right there is mine. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So that way, if you want to play, you are more than welcome to kind of play and see what the student side would look like. You would then hyperlink your activity right into this square. Or if you're using something else, you can hyperlink it wherever you want to in Google Classroom or wherever. Right here where it says new features, students are able to search to add a place. So they can search all of these different locations and add that place to their board. So if I type in United States, students can see that United States is outlined, and then they would just click add to project. And then they can go in and they can replace this information. They can add an image and they can do a Google search of maybe Christmas or whatever that country or location celebrates. And then they can add that right into their activity. They can go in here and they can type a detailed response about what they celebrate and why, or maybe additional traditions that they do. They can also go in here and change the colors of these icons and change the symbols if they wanted to as well. Okay, once they are done, they can preview it, and this is what it would look like. So again, the photo, where, and then they can type, and they can also add additional details in the title if they needed to. Then you can see it gets added right into the project down here. If students, again, they can search and they can add any location on the map in the world. On the projects, if they go to new features, they can add place marks as well. So if they knew exactly where they wanted to click, they can click it, title it, add a location, and all of that kind of stuff. However, I think searching would be easier for students. They can also draw lines. So if they wanted to get multiple different places, they could draw like a triangle or whatever over that location, and then they're able to write about that location as well. Let me see if I can try to connect the lines. Okay, so again, new features, and they can draw lines. They can kind of draw whatever they might need to draw, and then they can again label that place. Students can also add in full screen slides. These are kind of like Google Slides. So if they wanted to create an infographic in Canva or Google Slides, they can save it as a PNG. And so they can say like information about United States. And then they can again go in, they can do a Google search, they can add videos, they can add things from their Google Drive. So lots of different options here for students to add. This infographic just so you can see an example, and then preview, it's going to pop up like this. Okay, so again, students kind of need to watch their sizing on those infographics and make it the presentation size in Google Slides. And then once students have added, you can hit this present button and it will take them around the world to explore all of the different content that is provided in their slide deck. Okay, and then students can go to these different locations, they can review the photos that have been added and all of that kind of stuff. You might need to refresh the project for students to see all the different locations that have been added. So again, they might need to refresh and then they can add new stuff. Present will allow you to see it all. If you want to show students an example, I always like to go over here to the search button and then I can type in holiday. And you can do this with a lot of different things as well. There's different places, but this right here, games and quizzes, is really cool. This one is a holiday quiz that the students can do. So you can hit let's go, and then they answer these questions, and it takes them right to that location in the UK, and then they go to the next question. So again, could be kind of a fun trivia for students. And then guided tours, these are really cool. That's kind of what we're creating under projects, but these ones Google has created. So you can hit start exploring, and these are just foods around the world that are usually celebrated during the holidays. So again, students can go to that location, they can look around, they can read about the food. So this could be a really good example that you might show students on what a project looks like. So again, search, and then you can search all of these different holiday guided tours or whatever you search in your search box. So again, could just be really fun for your students to see all of these different locations and what it looks like around the world. Cannot wait to see what you create. Also, feel free to add to that link if you need to, or if you want to see what students are kind of seeing.